eastern Oklahoma. They have some histories of producing a little bit of hail in eastern Oklahoma, especially near Okmulgee. We had about 2-inch size hail. Now these cells are moving eastbound over time. We haven't seen so much in northwest Arkansas. Now just kind of behind the banner, when you look northbound, we've got a couple of these cells, but to be honest, they're really struggling. Any cells south of the mountains are doing a little bit better right now. So we're going to continue to watch these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, but we have a new severe thunderstorm warning reporting right now for southwestern Sequoyah County and extreme northwestern Leflore County. So throughout this evening, we're going to cut in on and off, letting you know what you can expect. If you have the 5 News app, you're going to get a buzz in just a second. We're going to push that alert out. But these pockets will probably continue to flare up. We may even get a couple more, to the point where most of the river valley has scattered showers and thunderstorms. But if we get too many, the severe threat will start to go down, and we're likely to get just some heavy rain and rumbles of thunder tonight. But we're going to be watching this cell that's coming in here very shortly into western, southwestern Sequoyah County, and then northwestern portions of Leflore County. And we'll do a track on this thunderstorm too. We're just getting a couple systems ready. Hope you guys have had a good Friday evening. We kind of had a delayed start. We haven't had anything. I mean, right now we're already into Saturday technically, so good Saturday morning rather than good Friday night. But this Saturday morning, not a lot has happened so far in northwestern Arkansas. We possibly had a tornado touchdown in northeastern Arkansas, closer to Jonesboro. But here at home, not a lot of activity has really taken place yet. So that's good news for us. Let's go ahead and do a track on this storm. So this thing is moving about 45 miles per hour towards the southeast. And so when you time this out, just roughly coming in, it's going to be very close to Poto. We'll have to see if it gets there. I think it's more Spiro and Shady Point, close to the power plant, Panama. We may get this storm coming in. That'll be here within, what time is it, 12. So here in just about 30 minutes. So we've got a little bit of time. Pecola, getting close to the 1 o'clock hour. We're almost 45 minutes out. So we're probably going to talk about this for the next 5 minutes. We'll hop off, and then we'll do another live stream coming up once it really gets into our area. This thing is staying just southwest of Sequoyah County. It may trim some of us in the extreme southwestern portions of the county. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit too. I'm going to take these off and show you what I'm talking about. This is just a loop over the past 30 minutes tonight. There's not a lot of lightning with it, but there is some hail. So let's go ahead and slow this down. It's going a little fast. Let's do the past 15 minutes. I'm going to put this on really slow. Let's go and loop this. So, let me save this too. All right, so this kernel right here that's going over Sims, Arkansas, here in the southwestern portion of this storm is where we've got some of this hail. I'll show you that hail tracker in a second. That pocket is going to continue to move south and east, eventually getting here into Leflore County. Here's Spiro, here's Poto. We're not under the severe warning yet. Northwestern Leflore County, we are included. Southwestern Sequoyah County, we are included as well. But it's this pocket as it continues to move south and east. This thing has been moving for probably the past hour or so, dropping some hail, sometimes up to 2-inch size hail in Okmulgee. That's where we had some of the biggest hail so far. But this thing continues to move south and east, and so far the hail track, let's take a look at that, kind of see what the latest scan is looking like. It's looking like that it's sort of weakened over time. If you expand it, and we'll go a little bit westbound too. Notice how the hail was a little bit higher, a little bit larger over Chakotah, and then as it moves closer to the Sequoyah Wildlife National Refuge, the hail has gone down. Still quarter-sized hail, so still in the severe category. You need at least 1-inch size hail, so that's about quarter. That's still coming in. It's not nearly as large, but still coming in at this hour. I think this cell should stay south of us at Fort Smith and Van Buren. We're fine for now. That may change later tonight. So it looks like this thing's slowly even bending a little bit farther south. So this will be close to Panama, I think. If you live on the north side of Kavanaugh Hill, just outside of Poto, anywhere from that Choctaw Travel Plaza there on the north side, the Holiday Inn Express, they got that steakhouse that's open on a couple of days, I think. Anywhere north of that, that's where we have the chance for some of that hail moving north to Panama, Spiro, Shady Point, Callington. As you had that road that talks about the drone speeds, they're monitoring aircraft for your speed. You know, that area part of northern Leflore County is where we're going to be watching this hail coming in very shortly. But otherwise, this is the only severe thunderstorm at the moment for us. Let's go back to kind of the wide view for a second. Let's take a look at our temperatures. We're sitting mainly in the 60s area wide, and so that's one reason why we've struggled in northwest Arkansas. That front's starting to come in as well, but with the low 60s, we're going to struggle. We can still get some showers and thunderstorms popping up in the next few hours, but the severe threat, it looks like it may be waning over time. What's going to happen is we're going to be watching these cells popping up over eastern Oklahoma. They'll try to cross into the river valley. Then that south wind will come in and help kind of blossom them. When they start blossoming, the severe threats go down, and we're just talking about a lot of heavy rain. We're still under a flood watch. Northwest Arkansas, River Valley until 7 o'clock. That's just in under 7 hours. So we are expecting things to kind of expand in terms of the rainfall department, but it's been a slow start. We're still in that level 2 severe risk area wide, Northwest Arkansas, River Valley, mainly thanks to the hail that we've had, a little bit of gusty winds. There's a small amount of rotation, but not nearly what we had with that rotating storm that a lot of folks know about with their friends and family in northeastern Arkansas. But still a little bit of rotation, but it's mainly the hail threats that are coming in with these cells. So that's what we're going to be watching. I'll show you the latest on FUTURECAST too. So as we press more into the overnight hours, as these cells are coming in, hold on just a moment. Some of my things are a little bit confused. It's already Sunday because we just had the time change there with the day. Let me change one thing real quick. So this is going to be 1 a.m. 1 a.m. a.m. to later today. We'll go until 8 o'clock. Okay, so let me save this. Let's bring this up. All right, so here's FUTURECAST. Here's just in the next about 45 minutes or so as this cell moves in. We'll watch things kind of blossom over time. So these are some of those cells, but as they move in, they may slowly lose some of their severe threats. We've noticed that hail coming into Sequoyah County and LaFleur County, it has weakened a bit. And I'll show you the radar again and give you a quick update on where that storm is. But more rain is likely to develop overnight, and some of these pockets are going to be pretty heavy. And that's why we have that flash flooding risk. If we can get some of these cells to just kind of sit here for a while, dump some rain, you're going to have maybe some flooding issues as we start our Saturday morning. This is 8:30 in the morning. We're going to be chilly. It's going to be a cold rain for some of us in northwest Arkansas. That front's going to be somewhere about here. The whole reason why we even have chances for any kind of weather tonight is because there's a cold front just towards our north. Right now, it's just south of Joplin. It's between Bella Vista and Joplin right now, probably closer to Neosho. It's dropping south overnight tonight, and as it does so, it's going to sit right over the mountains for the morning. And then anywhere south of that will be in the 50s and low 60s, maybe a little bit heavier rain, but just widespread rain is possible to start your Saturday. I think as we get towards lunchtime and into the afternoon, a lot of that rain will start to dissipate. It'll be a lot lighter. We may not completely shake off all the clouds, but I think rain chances will start to become a little bit more intermittent and a little bit lighter. The severe chances go away. It's just this overnight, we've got to watch out for some of these cells that are trying to fire up. Let's go back to radar. We'll take another look at that cell coming in. Once again, this is coming close to Tamaha, Keota. You'll be in the path of this storm. Callington once you get into LaFleur County. But this is still another 30 minutes away from us in northwestern LaFleur. So Poto, Panama, we still have a little bit of a ways to go. More cells are firing back up towards the west too. And that's what we've been talking about. Remember on FUTURECAST, we just kind of had things blossom a little bit, and we're probably going to see more of these cells start to do that over time too. We've got another severe thunderstorm warning towards our north and west right now. That may come maybe closer to central LaFleur County eventually. So that's very close to the Muskogee area on the turnpike as you're going from Fort Smith to Tulsa. And this cell is just sticking south of I-40 now. So it's kind of near the Vian exit, but go south instead of north into Vian and into Lake Tenkiller. So go directly south. That's where we have this thunderstorm. A quick uptick in some of the lightning, noticing. There hasn't been a whole lot of lightning, but hail has been a threat. So there's that cold front towards our north. Really, to be honest, anywhere south of this front, we're going to have the chance for more showers and thunderstorms. You see these little flare-ups closer to where the boundary is, but with temperatures in the low 60s now, they are struggling a little bit. Could one of these pop? Possibly. But all evening, we've been watching this. And a lot of the data has been popping up on this and allowing them to go off. The atmosphere is keeping them capped, though. These are struggling. So that's good news for us in northwest Arkansas. We may be dry for a few more hours. That would be great news. But we still have to watch these thunderstorms throughout the river valley that are coming in, mainly with those hail threats. But anywhere south of this cold front, we've got that chance for some possible severe weather. Zoom in a little bit more. And one thing we'll do is it's late at night where it's not quite here yet. It's still back off towards the west. I want to show you what we do when we're trying to look at hail. Let me pause the radar. Hope you guys are off to a good start for your Saturday. If you live in northern LaFleur County, you still have another at least 45 minutes to go. This thing is kind of slowly moving. But to analyze some of this hail, and this helps us kind of know how it's evolved over time too. We look at these updrafts. We want to see how high is the thunderstorm going up into the atmosphere. So this is a cross section. I know this is super weird. You're like, what is he doing? The reason why I'm showing you this is the freezing level. You have the key right here. Our freezing level is about 12,000 feet. So you see this bottom line? That's 10,000 feet. So maybe just go a little bit up. So kind of where the bottom of the W is on Sallisaw. All right, so take that and just draw it westbound. Our freezing level is about here. When you see red on the radar, that goes above the freezing level by quite a bit, that's where you've got hail. See this darker red? What's going on is you're looking into the thunderstorm and there's a pocket of hail right here that's just ready to fall. Some of it's already falling right now in that purple spot, but this is what we're talking about with terms of hail. This isn't a big thunderstorm. It's just so cold that it doesn't take much to throw up and produce some of this hail. So this is what we're watching. Over time, it's interesting. If we do a loop, you can sometimes see pockets go up and then they go down. And that's where you have that pocket of hail. Sometimes it's not consistent. It's not always dropping the massive hail. Remember a couple days ago in the River Valley, we had huge hail in northern LaFleur County and then more medium-sized hail in Fort Smith, and then it picked up once again just outside of Fort Smith. So sometimes they go in these rotations. Looks like the next scan, it's been dropping. It's dropping hail in this scan right now. In the next scan, it may try to pull some more stuff up. So kind of see how it's tilted. So this is now dropping hail just north of Stigler. So that's one way we have to look at it. I know it gets kind of wonky. We don't usually go this way, but it helps us try to understand the evolution of these storms. So still good severe thunderstorm right now with that hail pocket coming into northern LaFleur. We'll do another timing. And then we'll hop on here in a bit as we continue to track some of these storms for you guys. Let's get the latest on the timing. This thing is also got National Weather Service with me as well. So this storm has about just over a 1-inch sized hail. So 1 inch is the bare minimum to be a severe thunderstorm warning. That's about quarter-sized hail. We're about 1 inch and 1 1/4. So maybe just a touch bigger than an actual quarter, money piece that you would have. So just a little bit bigger than that. This is what the history has. This thing is moving. It's slowed down. This thing is moving about 30 miles per hour. So let's do a latest on the timing as we come into LaFleur. 30 miles per hour. You guys are wondering, okay, when am I going to get it in LaFleur County? Latest timing. It's really slowed down. This may not be coming into Spiro until 1 o'clock this morning. Bacola, maybe even 1:30. We'll get close to Kavanaugh Hills. See this green? That's Kavanaugh Hill. Poto's on the east side, of course. We may get skimmed by it, but I think most of the impact should be farther north. That may change. We'll let you know. But right now, it's more Panama, Shady Point, Spiro, where this storm's coming in. Bacoshi, we may also be avoiding this storm. It may just stay off towards the north. Of course, there's more storms back towards the west. So what's going to happen is these storms will move towards the state line, and as they do so, they'll eventually get bigger, and then the hail threat will go down, and then we're talking about just heavy rain overnight. And so we want to get rid of that severe threat, but then the flooding threat starts to pick up a little bit. Greenwood and Sebastian County, we still have quite a ways to go. I mean, we've got an hour and a half till this thing may cross into the state line into Arkansas for Sebastian County, but this is mainly in northern LaFleur County. This is staying south of us in Sequoia. I know you get that severe thunderstorm warning for Sequoia, but when you look closer, I mean, this is very close to the Arkansas River. So Brent, as you're about to cross the river, that's where we may get some of this hail. Here's Tomahawk. The heaviest hail is going to be on the southern edge of this thunderstorm, kind of where you see the pink color. You go northbound into the storm, this is just heavy rain. But heavy rain will be coming into Brent, and most of the hail should be south of us. It's just on the other side of the Arkansas River. Sallisaw, we're okay. Vian, we're okay. Once you head on Vian, but you go south, that's when you start to get into some trouble. But Sallisaw, Gans, I think we're going to be okay. Muldrow, Roland, we're fine with this storm. that's coming in. I think we have a couple more hours to go before we need to start worrying about heavier rain coming in. But this thing's going to be just towards our south, coming more towards, you can see some of these towns kind of popping up here in the cone. Bacoshi, we're going to be close, be very close to us. We'll have to see if it gets in, but more Spiro, Shady Point, Panama, we're in the path. Fort Coffee, Callington, we're all in the path as well. This is where some of us had some bigger hail earlier this week. Bacola, anywhere into Spiro Mounds, Fort Coffee, and then into the south side of Fort Smith, we had that as well. So it could turn into a little bit busy of a night, but to be honest, it's been a slow start. We're fine with that. That level 2 severe threat continues as we sit in those 60s and 70s. We've been looking at some of these temperatures so far. Low 60s north of the hill, mid 60s in the River Valley, still holding on to a 70 in Waldron. You really need the temperatures to at least be in the 60s to get severe weather. If I had my choice, if I was a thunderstorm, I'd try to at least be about 65. Really 70 is a better number. So we're closer to some of those values in the River Valley, and that's where we may have things kind of blossom up a little bit over time as we head later into the overnight. So we're just about an hour and a half away from 2 o'clock. But starting at 2, all the way through the morning, the peak rain will probably be in the River Valley. Mountains included as well. The farther north you go, once you get north of Highway 412, we still have that chance, of course. I can show you some of these chances. They pop up. There we go. Still that solid 60% chance, so more than half a chance, I think, in northwest Arkansas for Benton County, northern Madison County, and Carroll County. But the bulk of it should be towards our south, and it's really kind of extends south and to the Ouachitas too. So we'll pause. This thing is coming into northern Lafleur, but it's only moving 30 miles per hour. We'll let you know when it's crossing, when that hail threat is actually crossing. I'll show you the hail one more time on this storm. There's the hail. So it's still quite a bit of ways. You know, when we're looking at the track of the hail itself. The Poto area, north to Spiro, Panama, Shady Point, I mean, this is still about 1:30, so that's almost an hour from now. But that's what we're going to be watching. You can kind of see it cycling. Drop some bigger hail there in the dark blue, a little bit lighter for a second, light blue, a little bit heavier hail, larger hail, kind of a break. And then once you've crossed into just near the Sequoia Wildlife National Refuge, we had a good spike there for a moment, but the latest scan has weakened a bit. So that's what we're tracking this evening. Hail threats are going to be here on and off. I don't think they're going to be quite to the 3-inch hail mark, you know, that we had earlier this week, thank goodness. But this storm has had a history of producing some 2-inch size hail, but that was a few hours ago. So we'll continue to watch that for you guys. Make sure you keep it here, keep it local. And as always, we'll give you updates and we'll keep you advised.